Hey guys, Prexic here. Today I'll be showing you how to create your own backup system for your OBS settings. I created a script to automatically back up my settings to Bitbucket via Git, and today I'll show you exactly how I did it. Before we get started, here's a quick list of what you're going to really need. First, you're going to need a Bitbucket account. Bitbucket is basically a website, which is the repository system that we will be using to store our OBS settings. Number two, you're going to need Git downloaded. If you've never downloaded Git before, we will definitely go over that in this video. And number three, we're also going to need a Windows machine. The script that I created only works with Windows. And number four, you're going to need admin privileges to that Windows machine because downloading Git does require admin privileges. So just keep that in mind going forward. Alright, so step one in this process is to create a repository on Bitbucket. So to do this, we will first go to the website bitbucket.org. I have it bookmarked, but there will be a link in the description. If you don't really want to type it in yourself, that's fine. Once you're there, you want to log in. I have already logged in, so once logged in, you will want to click this plus in the top left up here. Click Create. Under Create, you're going to want to click Repository. Once you are on the repository page, this is really where you just name your repository. It really doesn't matter what you name it. I suggest something very informative like OBS settings repo or backup, something like that. I've done this many times and this is not my real repository, so I'm just going to name it Yeet with 3 E's because Yeet, that's why. Leave all this stuff alone. You won't need to mess with any of this stuff and just click Create. Alright, so once you've created it, you're going to want to copy all of this. You can do it by just Control C, or you can click this button right here, just copies it to your clipboard. This is a command that we will use later. It's very important, so make sure you still have this. Now let's get started with step 2, downloading Git. So once you have done this, you're going to want to open a new tab. Just type in Git download. I will add a link in the description if you would like that instead. Click the first link and you can click just Windows here and it should download automatically. Now when downloading Git, you're going to want to run the installer as soon as it's complete. Click yes, and then just regular shit. Just keep clicking next, keep clicking next, keep clicking next a few more times. Here, once you get to configuring the line ending conversions, you're going to want to change the checkout when style to checkout as is, commit as is. You're definitely going to want this so it doesn't change any of the styling of the files, the JSON files that you are uploading. Once you've done that, click next, and then you're going to also want to change from use min TTY to use Windows default console window. Other than that, you can keep clicking next. Those are the only 2 things you will have to change. Everything else should be fine as the default options. And once we're done installing Git, we will now clone our repository in whatever desired spot you would like. Now you can just close the installer. Okay, so now we're going to clone the repository locally. First, you are going to want to open Windows command prompt. You can just type in cmd here. And next, you're going to navigate to wherever you want. Really, I'm going to choose the desktop. That's where I want my local clone to live. So it really doesn't matter. Just don't lose it. So I'm going to change directory to the desktop, and then I will paste my command here, the command that we copied earlier. Now click enter, and it will tell you a warning you appear to have cloned an empty repository. Don't worry about that. We will put some stuff in there in a minute, and that's it. Alright guys, after that we're going to download the batch script. I already have it, but you guys can get one via a link in the description. So before we can run this batch script, we're going to need some file paths so we can put in here to make sure it works on your guys' machine properly. So to do that, we got to do a few things. So first we're going to open up your repository wherever you have it locally, and we're going to make a new folder. And this folder is going to be called profile _scenes. All right, and then once you do that, we're gonna get our first file path. So I'm just gonna click up here and then copy this file path, and then I'm gonna paste it in the OBS script. I'm gonna paste it right here. Now, I did grab the file path just to the local repo, not to the folder that we just made. We will get the now get the file path to the folder that we just made and post it inside. So we're gonna do the same thing. Once you click in, just copy the file path, and we're gonna post this twice. So we're gonna post it here, and we're gonna post it right here as well. Make sure that there's spaces in between, like the Y's and here and here. Now to get our last one, I'm gonna save this file real quick just in case. To get our last file path, you're gonna open up Windows. I don't know why I did that. And we're gonna go app data, %, app data, %, and go to that folder. So, and then you're gonna look for OBS Studio, OBS-Studio. You're gonna open it, you're gonna go to Basic, and then you're gonna copy this file path. Now this is where your current profiles and scenes are, all the options that you have. These are all the settings that you're gonna wanna copy and we're gonna wanna upload basically. And so you're gonna wanna copy this file path and you're gonna post it right here. And then after you've done that, you're gonna save it. And then you're gonna exit out and you should run it and you should see the results in Bitbucket. Alright, once you're done editing the script, like I said earlier, just run it and you should see the results in Bitbucket. I already ran it once, so I'll run it again for you guys. You just double click it and it should be fine. And then you go back to Bitbucket, bitbucket.org that you saw, and you go to the same repository. You should see the results in here. You should say profile scenes, profiles, all your different stuff. Stop looking, that's interesting. But yeah, you should see all your files in Bitbucket now. And so that's basically it, but there's one more step. So we're gonna wanna automate this process. So this script runs every, however long, and like I'm gonna make it run once a week. So to do this, we're gonna open up our task schedule, just Windows Task Scheduler. Okay, and we're going to create a task. We're gonna create a basic task. It's gonna take a little long. I'm gonna name it Yeet Script. Oh no, there's only 2 E's. I have to get a 3rd E in there. Yeet Script task. I'm not gonna add a description. I'm gonna want it to do it weekly, like I said earlier. And you can set a start date and end date, or start time, excuse me. And I'm just gonna leave it recurs. I'm just gonna leave all, actually, what day? I'm gonna choose Wednesday for it to recur on. Click next. Now here we're gonna click start a program. It's already selected, so that's easy. Click next. You're gonna browse for the script wherever you downloaded it at. Mine's on the desktop. Mine is right somewhere. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Here it is. And once we're done with that, we're gonna click next. And then this is kind of just a finish. Just click finish, and it should run every single time. Now that there are a lot more options that you can do with this task scheduler, but to do that we have to go back and kind of edit it ourselves. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down here, and it should be at the bottom. Like I already have a yeet. It should be at the bottom, and I'm gonna expand this window real quick. And so this is basically it. We're gonna, once we selected it, at the bottom I'm gonna click properties, and this is where you can change a lot of things. So it could, only run when the user's logged on, or run with the highest privileges that I kind of don't want. I'm gonna click on triggers. I'm gonna edit the triggers, and I'm going to, maybe I want to tap it on startup every time I start on my computer or whatever. But there's a lot more options in here, There's also options where, like, if your computer's asleep and you want this script to run, and you want the script to like wake up your computer just to run, you can do that. I've done that on my second computer, so there's a lot of cool options you can do in here. And just letting you know, you're going to need your password to your actual computer, I think, to kind of update it, because I'm pretty sure if you make any changes, it requires your password to update it, which is kind of unfortunate because I use a PIN. So, but other than that, guys, that's it. You've basically done it. Okay, guys, now let's say that your hard drive fails and you don't have any settings. So now I'm going to show you exactly what to do if that happens, and how to get your settings back into OBS. So let's go back to Bitbucket, and once you have all these settings, or all these pro files loaded, you should be able to reclone your repository. So I will go open up a new command line and reclone, like we did earlier. So I'm going to go back and put it into desktop and then clone it there. And so once you clone your repository again, you can see that it makes a folder on the desktop or wherever you cloned it to. And now what you're going to do is open that folder, and you're going to go in Profile and Scenes and not take this folder, but you're going to take these two folders and you're going to move it somewhere. And so you're going to move it to where OBS stores all their files so you can have it locally. So what you're going to do is Windows search for app data. We did this earlier. And you're going to do that again. %sign app data %sign. And you can click enter. And this is app data. This is where OBS keeps all the files that we copied from in the script. So once you go in here, you're going to scroll down all the way down until you see OBS-Studio. Double click that, go into basics. And then you're going to delete these two files. And just a warning, these will delete all your current settings in OBS Studio. So let me open up OBS real quick to show you that it works. So this is not the OBS that I really use that often. This is not really recording. It's got all these weird stuff. Not really weird, but I'm going to close it for the sake of it letting me change these two. So I'm going to delete these two, and I'm going to move these into its path. Now I will exit out of here and start OBS over again, and it should reflect my changes, and it did. You can see Subbra, Stop Looking at Me is the same profiles and scenes that we have in Bitbucket. If we go here, profiles, Stop Looking at Me, scenes, Subbra, and some others. So that's basically what you do in the hypothetical situation of your OBS not working, your files getting lost. That's how you would get your files back. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope I covered everything in this video. If I left anything out, please point it out to me in the comments. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to connect with me a little bit more personally, I do stream a lot more often than I do post videos on twitch.tv/Prexic. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Thanks.